Welcome to week 2 of Love Nourish Shift. My name is Janine Shea. I'm a belief and mindset coach, and I'm going to guide you through this week's email. So I just want to start this week by reminding you that you've done an amazing thing by saying yes to you and jumping into Love Nourish Shift with us. We are incredibly happy to have you here, and we're ready, and we know that you're ready to soak up everything that this team has to offer. And it may not feel like it right now, but you're actually so much farther ahead than you think you are. So just keep that in mind. This first week that you've just gone through can be a challenge in figuring out the exchange list and making sure that you're eating enough and working through those detox symptoms that your body's throwing at you. But isn't it amazing that our body can throw us those symptoms and show us what we need to know? I'm always amazed by that. So by now, you're either feeling like you're just getting settled in and it's all starting to make sense and you're working out some of the kinks, or you might still be feeling like this is really hard and this is going to be a really long month. So either way, reach out in the Facebook group. Make sure that you stay accountable because it's going to feel amazing if it doesn't already yet. I promise you that. We just need to get there. So staying quiet and struggling in silence is not going to help you. So we're all in this together. So share your wins, share your struggles. They're all our wins and struggles too, right? So just reminding you, you're not alone here. There's always going to be dips and peaks in everything that we do. And the more intense the dips and peaks, in new things like new challenges that you place upon yourself. So if this is the first time choosing healthier habits for yourself, this might seem like quite the challenge. So I know you're up for it. And they say that it takes about 21 days to build a new habit or to break an old habit. So hang on, you just have to get over that hump and then everything's going to seem easier. And by the time you get to the end of the challenge, or by the end of this 4 weeks, or by the end of this new pattern of choosing healthier habits, whatever you want to call it, you're going to wonder how you ever thought that you could go without wine for this whole time, right? So it's really neat to see that, you thought you were going to miss this or you thought you were going to miss that. And then you get to the end and you're like, I no longer even really crave that anymore. So just watch for that. These things are interesting when they come up. And almost everything that we do out of habit, almost everything that we do is out of habit, I should say. And these are habits that we don't even know we have. So think for a second about when you get dressed in the morning, like which leg do you put into your pants first? Bet you I got you with that one, right? Like it's not something that we ever consider, but we do it the same every day. And this is all going on behind the scenes and we don't even know that this is going on in our subconscious thoughts. So I'm going to try and make this as simple as possible to understand. There is something like 60 to 70,000 thoughts that run through our mind every single day. Interestingly enough, the majority of those are the same as whatever we were thinking the day before. Kind of wild, I know. So every time we think something and then we feel something along with it, so we think something and then we automatically feel something about whatever we just thought, we're planting that thought into our subconscious mind. It doesn't matter how we feel about it, it's just the fact that we feel something. And that thought is then trapped in our subconscious mind. And it can't leave there unless we rewrite that story. So I want to give you an example related to weight. So let's say that I was going about my day and I was thinking like, oh my gosh, it is going to feel amazing to weigh 5 pounds less than I do right now. Okay. And I get excited and I start to picture how I'm going to look and how I'm going to feel and what I'm going to wear and all these clothes I'm going to be able to fit back into and all of the things, right? See what happened there? I attached a positive emotion. So my subconscious mind thinks like, this is a good idea. I really like this idea because I keep focusing on it, and what we focus on expands. So I'm more inclined to behave in ways that are going to support that goal of me weighing 5 pounds less. Now, if we use the same goal, but let's say every time I think about weighing 5 pounds less, I start to tell myself like, it's not possible. I could never stay on track long enough to see this through. I have no clothes that fit. Like I look terrible in everything that I wear. I'm likely going to feel defeated. I'm going to feel upset or frustrated, and I probably won't even get started towards working on that goal anyways, right? Like I'm not going to want to try. So guess what happens? My subconscious mind is going to think, I like feeling crappy like that because I'm focusing on it, and what we focus on expands, right? So I'm going to keep getting things coming my way that are going to cause me to behave in ways that continue to support me not weighing 5 pounds less. See how that works? So it's so simple when you hear it, and you're probably thinking like, wow, that seems so simple, but it's implementing it that takes the time. And it requires you to catch yourself in those negative thoughts and turn them around as quickly as you can. And the quicker you catch them and the quicker you turn them around, the fewer and farther in between they become. That's how that works. So you can rewrite this story, but awareness is like the secret key that you need. So you have to be aware of what you're thinking. And then as well, you need to come at this from a place of forgiveness and a place of grace. So what I mean is, there is no point in being mad or upset with yourself or feeling frustrated or angry or whatever those negative emotions are about anything that's gone on in the past, okay? This does not serve you. Hanging on to this baggage is only going to hold you back, and we don't want you to be held back. We want to help you move forward. So forgiving yourself for things that were done in the past is going to be essential in helping you move forward. So let's just move on with grace, okay? Not every day is going to be easy. Some days are going to be tough. Some days you're going to fall right off the wagon, like right off the back of the wagon, and it's going to keep rolling on, and you're just going to be laying there in the dust wondering what happened. Give yourself some grace, dust yourself off, jump back onto the wagon, because we're all there waiting for you, okay? So I also want to dig a little bit deeper into something that's really going to change your results in this program as well. And this was something that held me back for a long time, especially in the area of healthy choices and releasing some weight. So the way we feel about ourselves and the way, like if we, I'm going to call it self-image. So the way that we have this image of ourselves, this image we hold in our minds, this really sets the boundaries of what we're actually able to accomplish in our life. And you might be wondering, like, what is that connection? Because that sounds like a pretty bold statement. So hear me out for a second. So it's not what you are that holds you back. It's what you think you are not. Okay, it's not what you are that holds you back. It's what you think you are not. So deep inside, you have this program perception already there of what you are, who you think you are, what you're worth. And when we dig into that, that's where we really find what's holding us back. So in order to create the life around you and the environment around you that you desire, you have to do the work on the inside first. So let me ask you this. Are you aware of the image that you have of yourself? So if you have a negative image, you're going to get negative results. So in your head, this might sound like, I'm not good enough, I'll never be able to lose weight and keep it off, I am so fat, I hate the way my body looks. And in the physical world, it might look like not taking time for self-care, or not carefully choosing the foods you eat, or overeating or undereating, or numbing through drugs and alcohol, or mindless TV watching and social media scrolling, and on and on and on. So if you have a positive image of yourself, you're going to get positive results. So in your head, this might sound like, I know I'm worth it. I make healthy choices. I love myself. I'm working towards the best version of me. I love the way my body looks. Those sorts of things, okay? And then in the physical world, it might look like taking time for self-care, carefully choosing the foods you eat, spending time in nature, journaling, finding joy in all the everyday things, and those sorts of things. So those are two extremes. But where people find themselves getting stuck is in the middle of those two extremes. So if you have a limited, so not a positive and not a negative, but a limited image of yourself, you're going to get limited results. And this is going to cause you to feel like you're moving one step forward, two steps back, and never really making the progress that you want. And then you're falling behind where you want it to be, and then you're questioning why it's not working for you. See where I'm going there? So we all have limiting beliefs that creep up, and we all have those limiting thoughts that creep up. And some of us are really good at listening to them, and some of us are really good at noticing when they come up and then changing to work through them. So at any time, you can create a new self-image. It's a new you with a new self-image. It's pretty amazing, hey? So consider this for a second. Like, what made you join Love Nourish Shift in the first place? Like, what results did you want to change? Because we're all here for different reasons, right? It's not like a cookie cutter sort of program. It works for all kinds of different things. So who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? It's interesting because we seem to have sort of these two separate images of ourselves, okay? So we have the one that we show the outside world, and this is the one that, it's how we dress and how we talk and how we interact and how we carry ourselves, which I might add, this is something that I think we often put on a show to hide how we're really feeling, okay? And then we have the one on the inside. This is the picture that we hold of ourselves that we think is true, right? But it's not necessarily how we talk to ourselves and how we picture ourselves and how we believe that we actually are. Okay. And this is why when people lose 50 pounds, for example, you might expect them to be like so happy and love this new body that they're in. However, if they haven't done the work on the inside, they're always going to view themselves as that person that's 50 pounds heavier on the outside, and they're never truly going to love themselves. Okay. So our outer image will always be a direct reflection of the inner image we hold of ourselves. So in short, if you don't believe that you can and will release the weight that you want to, or make the changes that you want to see happen, or if you don't believe that you're capable of making these healthy exchanges, then ultimately, I'm sorry to say, but you're never going to look on the outside or feel on the outside how you want to, because you're not feeling it on the inside. Okay? Your results of everything that you do are a reflection of what's going on the inside of you. And that's pretty powerful. So if you've tried a million different things to lose weight, and side note, I prefer to say release weight, because when we lose things, we seem to find them again. And we don't want to find those extra 10 pounds again, do we? So if you feel like you've tried a million different things and nothing's worked, it's likely because of the trash talk that's going on inside your head. So taking care of that is going to be equally as important as watching what foods you are eating and consuming. So how do we work on changing and creating this positive image? It all comes down to studying you. So you're the only one that can change this image, because you're the one that created it, right? So when you set out to create healthier habits, your mind is in total control. You have to remember that you've had years of patterning and programming being put in place and repeated over and over and over in that subconscious mind. And like I said, this is all going on without you even noticing it's happening. So you may have experienced years of telling yourself stories that do not serve you, and this takes time and intentional practice to break. You've been created to be absolutely beautiful and perfect, but these images that we hold or should hold in our mind of ourselves, they get totally taken over by virus coding and false and limiting beliefs. And this image of perfection gets buried, okay? And it gets buried over the years, and you're no longer able to see that image as clearly. And sometimes you can't even see that image at all anymore. So your self-image is programmed into your subconscious mind, and it essentially controls your entire life. So you have this internal thermostat that's been set to wherever you're at right now, however you're feeling right now. That's where that thermostat is set. And we could consider this room temperature, I guess. So every time you change a habit or try and build in a new habit, you need to know that that internal thermostat kicks in and tries to keep you at that room temperature, or keep you right where your mind has it set. Well, my friend, it is time to change those settings. Are you up for the challenge? I knew you would be. Okay, so changing your self-image takes time, and it takes a huge amount of awareness, but it is incredibly worth it. And you're going to look back in a few weeks or a few months and in a year even, and you're not even going to recognize that person in the mirror anymore. You're going to have come so far. So I believe that you do have a responsibility. We all have a responsibility to really uncover those limiting beliefs and those virus codes, and then work to change them, so that your true and perfect self can really shine through. We spend so much time thinking like this has to be so difficult, and reaching goals or acquiring new things or whatever it is has to be so difficult. And then we get frustrated and we think like, oh, it's not happening fast enough, or it's not happening the way we wanted it to. But when you focus with ease on your thoughts, more positive energy flows to you and through you, making this a much more enjoyable and rewarding experience. So it doesn't have to be as hard as you think it's going to be. It only requires the right energy. And we're going to talk more about energy in the future weeks here, so stay tuned. So for now, I want you to just focus your energy on the good. Focus on gratitude. Focus on what you really want. Focus on the present moment and who you really want to be, and just watch what happens, okay? So keep going with all of the same nutritional type habits and nutritional type things that you've been implementing. None of that is going to change. We're going to stick to the same thing in week 2. So just enjoy week 2, okay? We'll see you over in the Facebook group. And we got a lot of exciting things planned for you over there. So take care.